Hey everybody, welcome to Bourbon Neophyte. Glad to see that you all can make it. Wasn't sure if some of you were going to get here. I had a small doubt there, Rob, that if you were going to make it at all. I know how your Sundays are. Gets to be pretty hectic, I know. But let me just go here and chat. We're going to start off with that real quick just to say hello, see who's here. Sugar Kitty, Five Fingers. Yes, glad to see you here. I was chatting with you guys a little bit earlier in the chat prior to me getting started. Just wanted to make sure everything was working, so I was doing a little test on another stream just to make sure everything was working as it's supposed to be. It is. Greg, glad to see you can make it. I know it's very, very late in the evening or extremely early in the morning over there where you are. You pop out anytime you want, my friend. You're under no obligation to be here. Marty, what's up, man? I hope everything's going good there on the East Coast where you are. That's for sure. So let me just blow through some of this here in chat. Oh, Canadians are here. Alex, what's up, my friend? Nice to see you. Cheers. Doug H., how are you? Nice to see you here. Thank you for popping in. So I was out and about yesterday and just made a little stop at one of my normal haunts. Went into that store yesterday, and one of the guys I know there, he said, "Hey, did you see the Elijah Craig?" I said, "Yeah, nothing special." Long and short of it is, he says, "Well, apparently you didn't pay attention." I said, "Pay attention to what?" I says, "You've got small batch up there, but nothing else that I'm interested in." I said, "I've got the small batch." He says, you didn't look." So he goes over and reaches back. I guess it was 4 or 5 bottles were missing. So it was behind the rest, comes out and pulls out a private barrel, 11-year-old Elijah Craig. And I'm like, hoo-hoo, look at this little gem. I've seen 9-year-olds. I've seen 10-year-olds. I can't recall seeing an 11-year-old on the shelf. So that being said, that got my little head going and wheels spinning. And I says, now I know what I'm going to talk about on my next live. So as you know, I put up that thumbnail. But as I put up the thumbnail, I'm sitting there and I'm kind of looking at stuff. And I'm like, well, it's a small batch. Okay. Or excuse me. It's small batch. It's pretty much the same profile. I go, but it's just aged longer than the standard expression. I said, all right, well, you know what? I'll compare that. So I checked. Yep, I've got a small batch. And then as I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, you know what? Toasted barrel is kind of the same thing. They're all the same mash bill, the same stuff. There's just different tweaks on it. So the toasted barrels, is when it's originally put in the barrel and aged. Then they get another barrel that they char again, and I'm paraphrasing. Then they put it into that one to finish it off. They call it a toasted barrel. So that being said, I said, well, I have one of those too. So I'm going to have some samples of them all, see how they are, what's good, what's not, kind of hash that out a little bit. Yes, I have water for hydration. I have, of course, backup. So before everyone says hydrate, totally get it. I see Richie Z popped in here. Cheers, man. Nice to see you. Thanks for popping in. Those of you who popped in, hey, remember, smash that like button. Really appreciate those of you that are just lurking in the background and might be new to the channel. Hey, hit that like button. Also hit the subscribe button. And then remember, when you hit that subscribe button, there's a bell. If you click on that bell will give you notifications next time either I put out a video or I do another live. So please take a moment and do that. So the bottles I was talking about, I put them out here. So this is the private barrel I was talking about that I grabbed. That's 11 year. Sorry, it'll focus. There we go. That's the 11-year. I haven't even cracked it yet, but I'm going to do that tonight. I'm going to put that there. And I also got the small batch. Boom, right there. Everyone sees that. unopened. I'm going to open that one tonight too. But I'm going to open them here in just a minute because I want them to sit just for a little bit. And I've got the toasted barrel, and they're all 94 proof. So no difference in the proof. So the proof is the same on these bottles. So nothing has changed there. So we're going to see just what this is like. Oh, yeah. I had some of that earlier this week, and I'm just going to move it out of the way for right now because I need the room on my little table that I have over here that I keep things just so I don't have to keep turning around. But we're going to do that. Oh, my goodness. What's up, Cool Running? Nice to see that you can make it. Now, let me just look here. Here we go. Let's just open this up and everyone can see. This is literally fresh. I haven't touched it. Nothing like that. I was debating on what I was going to do with it. And like I said, then once I gave it a minute and thought, and I thought, yep, this is what I'm going to do. Boom. A little pop there. Let's put that in this glass right here. Just get a little taste in there. And I'm going to let, particularly the single barrel, private barrel select from here. And then this is just a standard small batch, nothing special about this or anything like that. It's just their standard everyday little expression right there, the small batch. Let me open this thing up. I bought this a little over a month ago because I realized I was out. So my wife picked it up for me and I brought it home. So let's open this up. This is a fresh one too. So like I said, I want to give them a few minutes to open up in the glass. I want to pour it. Now the toasted barrel, I'm not going to say it's so much of an advantage as it's been sitting for a little longer than an open. Of course, from these, this one just needs just a hair more, I think. I don't want to shortchange myself on a sip, that's for sure. Put the cork back in that, and then standard toasted barrel. Like I said, everything is 94 proof. Nothing killer. Although today I did have the. Now I'm second guessing myself. I have to turn around here and look. I'll know here. I had the B521. Yeah, that was what, 118? What did I look at? Yeah, 118.2. That was hours ago. But I didn't drink anything but Elijah Craig today when I was just sitting on the backyard enjoying the air. And actually it's a little bit on the breezy side here today. But I didn't want to have a scotch. Well, I probably did want to have a scotch, but I didn't have a scotch. So I just figured I'd keep everything the same. So I'm going to give this, what time are we at here? So I'm going to give it about 5 minutes. Let it open up in the glass. Let things get to where they are. Like I said, the private barrel and the small batch were fresh cracks. Just opened them. The toasted barrel that I got here, that needs to sit, and that really doesn't need to sit. That's already been opened, but the other two just need a few minutes to sit there and do what they do best. So let me pop back up here and chat because I've seen a couple people pop in there. And Whiskey Wars, cheers, brothers. Seen that you were popped in there. I didn't want to miss you there. Hey, dude, don't worry about it. Everybody does. My general days are like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or what I call my dry days. You know, you got to have them, or you do what you want. But it's just because work starts, everything's going, everybody's got them. So no issues. I always plan on flying solo. Anybody pop in? Why, you know what? I just consider it a bonus. That's for sure. So anyhow, let me just finish up a little housekeeping stuff here. Hey, Andrew, cheers, man. Nice to see you. Glad to see that you can make it on here. Let me pop down here and see who else had popped in. Now, I know Cooler Runnings was here, so that's wonderful. What's up, Top Dog, man? Hey, start that dinner, man. You got to do it. And saw a couple of your posts down there in Brentwood. A couple of those bottles, I'm like, yeah, those do look delicious, that's for sure. And been down to Brentwood a few times. My aunt and uncle live in Brentwood, and I can't remember. I think it's the Franklin Mall. So anyway, they're not far from it. There's some apartments around there they moved into. They used to live in some homes, and they sold it there and kind of moved into an apartment because they're retired or kind of retired. So anyway, so I know Brentwood, Tennessee fairly well. So let me get back over here. Let's do this. In case somebody does show up, let me paste that because it should have already been done. It's just that I have had other things I was doing, so my apologies. Couple more minutes here, and I'll get into those. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I think she left, and she's up back home for a little bit in Pennsylvania. Of course, her husband's still down there doing his thing, but I think she's visiting. But I'm probably going to say the last time I literally was in Brentwood, Tennessee was 1998. So it's been a while since I've actually been there. However, I've done a lot of video chats and stuff like that. So I've seen it via like FaceTime. Sorry, I kept wanting to say Facebook, but that's not it. FaceTime. But I liked it down there. I liked it when I went down there and visited a few times prior to that. Did a couple of the little sightseeing things, some of the just stuff to see because, you're not far from Nashville and anywhere. But anyway, I do like it down there. It is really, really nice. That is for sure. Just another few minutes here. We'll let that just kind of do its thing in these glasses. Ooh, I'm not trying to cheat or anything, but I just want to see if there's really any ethanol or anything on it. And I didn't really get anything out of it at 94 proof. I wasn't expecting it, being that there were the two of them were fresh pops, and this one has been open a while. Oh yeah. Okay. We're going to give it just another minute or two here. I want to at least give it 5 minutes to sit in the glass. I probably should have opened them up before, but I made the choice not to, and just to pop it live on the stream so you guys can see it was fresh. I have no preconceived notions. It's the same expression. It's the same proof. The only thing that's changed is what Elijah Craig has done to it, and one happens to be a heck of a lot older. I do believe, like the Toasted Barrel and the Elijah Craig, they're not age stated. I cannot recall if it's a good assumption to say they're 4 or 6 years old. I've heard as much as they're 8 years old on those particular ones, but I couldn't really find anyone or anything, even on the site for Elijah Craig, that specifically said they are this old as far as the small batch and the Toasted Barrel. So like I said, the private barrel that I've got here specifically is age stated at 11 years. And those of you just joining in, I did see others that had said that they have a private barrel, but it's a 9-year, or they have it and it's a 10-year. When I said I got 11, they're like, holy smokes, how'd you come across that? It's just one of those things when you're hunting, you get lucky. But there are many days, if you go hunting, you get skunked. You don't get anything. However, this time, let me just say, I would have been skunked, but the guy I know there saw me and he reached up and pulled it out for me. So if he hadn't done that, I probably would have walked right out and not even known it was there. So kudos to him, because he does know that, I like certain things, and I do look for, I call them little gems. So this is definitely a gem to find, particularly an 11-year-old Elijah Craig. Those of you know, I did a blind a little while ago with the 18-year-old, the small batch, and one of the like A121 and kind of just did a comparison. I know the one has a lot of proof, and the other two were very similar. Alone, the 18 on the Elijah Craig, I thought was good. Once I put it together with two other ones, yeah, it didn't fare so well. It just wasn't. It just wasn't my cup of tea. It wasn't terrible. The point I think they missed on that 18-year-old was they should have knocked it up in the proof. That was the thing. That keep it at the proof it was, and I think it was at 94. I don't remember off the top of my head because I don't have it anymore. But yeah, so that was the thing. It just was not great experience once you put it with the other ones. Standalone by itself, had nothing before it, and you're only going to drink that. It is a decent sip on the 18-year-old Elijah Craig. Hey, C. Jackson, cheers, man. Nice to see you here. Appreciate it. Evil Williams, what's up, brother? Hey, lurk all you want. Just remember, smash that like button. That's what I ask you to do. Smash that like button, man. Anyway, all right. Well, we've had a few minutes go by. Give them a little chance to open up. When I took that initial just little nosing, I didn't have anything very offensive in there. And I'm going to go right into the private barrel because I've been wanting to know about that. And Sugar Kitty brought up a point. At one point, there were 12-year statements on it, but these days they did away with it. Couldn't count on enough 12-year stock. I did know about the 12-year. If you have an older, what they call the pirate bottle, a lot of them will stay 12 years on that. And I think the last time they had that, and that came up in a chat, and you might have been in there, Sugar Kitty, was either 2014, something like that. I think is when the last pirate bottle was out. Maybe as long ago as maybe 2016, but I think it was 14. And I even think Rob has one of the pirate bottles because he was saying that he did. And if I remember correctly, it was him. But anyway, well, let me just tell you, on the nose, the Elijah Craig, it smells like Elijah Craig. But what I do smell on this one, especially, this 11-year-old, definitely a little more oak forward with the sweetness and the traditional vanilla note that you get on this. At least that's what I get. Everybody's a little different. What they get and what they experience. Doug H, cheers, man. Thanks for popping on. So yeah, it's pretty much just what it was or what I expected it to be. Pretty close to pretty much anything else that you have. So it does. I mean, it definitely is not anything that's going to knock you on your feet. I definitely didn't get any ethanol on it. Now, compared to the small batch has a definite sweeter nose on it to me than the 11-year-old, because the 11-year-old, just because probably more likely it sat in the barrel, you're getting a little more oak forward on that on the nose, but it's a sweet oak, if that makes sense to you. Yeah, this you have the oak note on there, but it's definitely behind the sweetness on the small batch. Let's see what we get on the toasted barrel. Now, the toasted barrel, you get some smoke on it because of the second time it goes in the barrel and it's charred. You get that more caramely sweetness with the oak. I mean, you do get that on there. Yeah, you're definitely getting the smoke on that on the toasted barrel, but very, very similar notes on all of them. It's just in how that barrel was dumped, treated, finished, whatever you want to say, gives each one a little distinction between the private barrel, the small batch, and the toasted barrel. I like the smell of the smoke on it. You definitely can smell the char for sure. Let's see here. Someone had a question and I want to make sure I don't miss it. Oh, okay. Nope, I see. Thanks, Sean, for filling them in. Okay. The pirate bottle just happened to do, just like Sean said, they changed the shape of the bottle from what you have. I have now, Greg. It was almost similar, but shorter and fatter, and they called it a pirate bottle. So that's pretty much it. Exactly. That's what I mean. I didn't see your thing on there. I did see what Sean put, Whiskey Wars, down on there. So, oh man, yeah, I do like that toasted barrel. But let me just take a sip of water here and let me do a sip on that private barrel. Do any of you have the Elijah Craig single barrel or single barrel? Well, it's a single barrel, but it's a private barrel. So kind of like a pick of them. That's the 9-year or 10-year. If you do have it, or if you even have 11-year, comment on in the chat for me so I can see what you say about it. I'm going to do a little more nosing, but yeah, it's definitely more oaky on the private barrel that we got. Let me just look here. Let me pull this up 1 second. So the barrel number on this one is 5774931 Rick House 1G like George from the 7th floor. So they pretty much narrowed it all down to where it was, what Rick House, and exact barrel it is. So 94 proof, 47% ABV, 11-year-old. I'm good. Well, I like the 12 years old, that's for sure. So I don't have a problem with this. Haven't seen a single one yet. Well, it happens because I didn't either until today. And I just happened to walk in at the right place in the right time. That's for sure. You have a pick of Elijah Craig, not age stated, 94 proof, was relatively similar to the smell of the small batch. Yeah, that small, the small batch still has that great sweetness forward on it. This is definitely oak forward, but a sweet oak on this for the private barrel. That's enough of that. Let's take a little sip here. Wow. You definitely get oak on that. I mean, that is the most distinct bit of oak. It's not terrible, but you know that that's oak on that after 11 years. You definitely get that on there. I don't want to say it seemed thin, but I don't know. It seemed a little thin to me. And I'm not going to, definitely say that on the first sip. Let me have just another little sip on that. Definitely you get the oak on there. Not bad. Sweetness. If the finish isn't long, for sure. Definitely some spice coming in right now, how it grabs the tongue on both sides, without a doubt. I like that on that. But that's probably some of the tannins from the barrel being the age. And then how old it is, the whiskey when they poured it out of there. But anyway, sorry. I was just trying to put my finger on a note, and I just couldn't do it there. So I was trying to concentrate and talk at the same time. I got to stop that. But overall, I do like it. I think once this thing opens up, it's going to be good. But let me get into the small batch and the toasted barrel. And I'm just taking a little sip of this. It seems I'm gonna stick my toes over the ledge here. I know it's only 94 proof. It seems a little hotter than 94, but again, it could be the age, the oak forward that I'm definitely getting on there from that barrel or that particular bottle. God, barrel, because I'm looking at barrel on there. Sorry, but Anyway, let me just take a little sip of water here. But so far, I like it. All right. Small batch, everybody's had it. Everybody knows. Definitely, boom, the sweetness that you get on there, the vanillas, the brown sugar type note, it's right there. If you get any type of oakiness on it, it's definitely towards the back. It doesn't hit you in the face like the 11-year did, without a doubt. Yeah, I haven't seen Bobby in a while, Sugar Kitty. I know he's around. I haven't seen him. So he got to try that pick. Oh, that's good. Not all bourbons are chill filtered. Some do it. There is debate whether it actually changes flavor or not, as when it comes to any type of whiskey. Whiskey Mountains actually did a video on chill filtration, what it means, what it does, so on and so forth. And she explains it pretty darn good, Greg. If you haven't seen that video, go to her YouTube channel, Whiskey Mountains, and she did one, and she talks about it. And I thought it was pretty good. So might be something you want to make note of and watch in your next time you get a little bit and you're just enjoying a drop, and watch your video. You know what, Richie? You're absolutely right. They do empty the wallet. And I actually put down an A122 and picked up a, hold on, what did I pick up? Oh my gosh. I picked up something else I wanted because they had a couple there. Well, they had more than a couple. Oh my God, I forgot what I picked up. I had them in my hand. And I'm like, But anyway, yeah. So I'm only seeing the C9 21 and Larceny C9 21 still floating around here. Slapshot, what's up, man? Sorry about the loss, but that's what happens when people don't show up to play the game, brother. But at least you did. You're welcome, Greg. That's what we do. We share information, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. We share it. All right, let's do the small batch. Let me just say, similar in flavor. Okay, very similar because the difference in mash bill. The private barrel, though, seems a little thinner just on the first round, a little spicier than the small batch. However, it is not bad or anything like that. I think it's going to open up well in there. I've had small batch many times. It's just what I've expected. As a matter of fact, that's why I've got this bottle now, is because there is none left. It's one of my little go-to sippers when I'm just want to grab something what I call good. I've got a few bottles I go to. That's one of them. The Smoke Wagon Straight Bourbon is another one I will grab on a regular basis for something just to sit and sip on. Yeah, those are two of my go-tos all the time. But small batch is always consistent and good. The nosing is good. Like I said, it's very, very similar with just subtle differences because of the age between the 11 and this one. So. Mm. I'm going to say the small batch, though, has just a little more finish than the 11-year-old. But again, that's me. I think in time that will all change. Yeah, as a matter of fact, yesterday, Sean, 5, 6 bottles sitting there right next to C921 Elijah Craig. So, yep. So, Of the two locations they have, one had the price adjusted the last time. Yeah, the Elijah Craig barrel. Let's try it again. The Elijah Craig barrel proofs. I haven't seen them past $79 here. 75, $79. It just depends. So let me get a sip of water here. And the toasted barrel is one of my absolute favorites. And that I had to make sure that there was another bottle behind that, because that's one of those ones that, oh, it just smells so good. When you start on it, it's very, very easy to kill that first bottle. Mm, mm. So the toasted barrel has some of the oakiness that the 11-year-old does, but that finishing in those, that extra charred, that recharred or extra charred barrel, whatever, my opinion, it's not on the website, but the second barrel they put in that they rechar, I love that flavor. It's definitely has a spice to it. I don't want to say clove, because I don't like clove, but I know that sometimes people get that note on there. But a baking spice, let's just say, with vanilla and sweet brown sugar, but dark, almost a little on the burnt side, let's say, and it is really good. Mm. Yes, I do like it. Well, I like toasted barrel. I could sit there and sip on that darn thing all the time. Well, let me tell you what, Sean. If you ask Cohen, he's going to tell you one of the best places to buy is California. And if Independent Joe was on, I think he'd say that. And if Fun with Whiskey was on here, I think he would say the same thing too, because they get some pretty darn good prices on stuff that I can't touch here. That's for sure. Oh, I don't know. You could be right. Well, for me, it's all over around here. You just got to be there when they get it, because it will move. It does not sit on the shelf. That's for sure. Well, you know what, Rob? If you probably did that, let that sit for 5 or 10 minutes, swirl it around, it would probably change a little bit more from that, because I've done that with Rare Breed and Kentucky Spirit. Oh my goodness, that's wonderful. You know what, Richie? I don't know. And I've been meaning to pay attention for that. And I forget to look sometimes. And I want to say, I think it is. I think it is. But I physically haven't seen it and picked it up, grabbed it, and went, ooh, look at this. Because when I remember stuff, it's because I reached up, grabbed it, held it in my hand, and it's like, do I want A, do I want B, or do I want C? I want all three of them. But as we always say, that the wallet doesn't always agree. So it's like, how many do they have of this one? Okay, they got a lot of this. Okay, yeah, let me grab this one, put these ones back, and come back next week or whatever. But anyway, yeah, I don't have any of those yet. So that's another thing that's on my radar. And like I said, when I go in, I look just for specific things, because if I go through that top 10 list and kind of stand there, I will be all day looking for stuff. And then I take the right fork in the road, or I go to the left fork in the road, and then I'm into Cognac, and then I'm over in Armagnac. And yes, it is just a wonderful little thing, that's for sure. So, toasted barrel, let me go back to this private barrel now that's had a little more time to open up. let me say, yes, I like it. It's interesting. Let's put it that way. It is interesting on that private barrel, the 11-year-old. It's definitely Elijah Craig. I'm definitely getting some of the same notes off of it. But right now, if I was rating them, I'm going to tell you it's the toasted barrel, the small batch, and then this private barrel. But I'm going to give the private barrel a little more time because, like I said, it's just not, it hasn't opened up. And I know it will. So I'm definitely going to have at least another pour or so out of that thing, get it down to the shoulder a little bit, then set it on the shelf for a few weeks and then go back to it. But as is, yeah, I like it and I think it's good. Like I said, I'm liking the oaky sweetness, and I'm liking that spice that it has, that I'm getting on the tongue. And like I said, it seems to me it drinks a little more than a 94 proof, which I'm fine with that. 100 proof up, I'm all good with that. But right now, like I said, I just think it just needs to open up a little bit more. It's definitely not young. You definitely smell the oak, but the sweetness with the vanilla with a little bit of, I get from time to time like a almond, something like that, almost like some type of a nut. Not like a Jim Beam, but not like a peanut from a Jim Beam, but more along of an almond or something along that line. I kind of get a little bit of that on the finish. And then when you exhale, after you've taken the first sip and you let that breath out, that's where I'm getting some of those types of notes from it. But overall, if you guys find an Elijah Craig private barrel, 11-year-old, I wouldn't pass it up. Here, it was $35. I couldn't pass it up, and I could only get one. So anyway, so it wasn't a horrid price for an 11-year-old. And everyone's like, what? $35 for 11-year-old? I want two. Yeah, me too. I wanted two, but oh well, it's just not there. I may take a drive after work tomorrow to another. I may take a drive to another place. I agree with you, Marty. I mean, I agree with you. Hey, fun with whiskey. Cheers, brother. Glad you can make it. Yeah, I see your picture. So let me just mimic you. Boom. But this is the private barrel. But hey, if you've got a minute, I got the link posted. Come on, join. Everyone else, you just know the rules. It's up there. If you want to join, you click on. It's just that Charles had I don't know if Charles is, I think he's popped in and out before, but I haven't had a chance to basically just tell him, hey, you don't need an invitation. It's up there. You just pop on. Marty, if I could buy 3 more at that price, I would. And I know next time I came to North Carolina, you would definitely want me to hand deliver you one of those at that price. That's for sure. I'm going to have to try that Woodford doubled oak because people are telling me that is not a bad pour. I just never had a good experience with uh, Woodford. So, but everyone says it's not a bad pour. So I'm going to have to. I am definitely going to have to visit that thing. You know. Aha. There's a little condensation there. So other than that, Are you saying buy it, Marty? Or are you saying, it's a 50-50 thing. It's up to you on that double oak from Woodford? That's what I want to know. Oh, do whatever you like, man. Whatever you like. Whatever you like. Anyway, back to the more important thing. Let me finish up this small batch here. Small batch is just consistently good. I mean, I could sip on this continuously. And like I said before, and I'm going to reiterate it again, as far as viscosity, as far as taste and everything, even I can't say nose, but the nose is very similar. There are subtle differences between all three, and when you drink them, you'll pick it out, particularly once you nose that a private barrel versus the toasted barrel, and you put it up against the small batch. It's interesting. You know, it's the same mash bill. They're all in the same barrels when they start out. Not literally the same barrel, but the char level. The difference is one, how long it sits. And then for the toasted barrel, it gets emptied into another barrel that they had charred again, and it sits in there a little longer and has a chance to do what it does. So, you know, it's amazing what you get out of that. I think it's delicious. I really, really do think it is a good product. Period. Elijah Craig. Just talking about some of the expressions like the C921 versus the B521 or the A121. People feel the C921 that's the way to go. Well, believe it or not, I like that too. So, you know, I have a bottle and then I have the backup for the backup. The B, I was drinking that today, which I thought was good, the B521. But the C921 and that little higher on the proof just seemed to be the sweet spot, you know, on that particular one for me. And they're all, 12 years, if I remember correctly. So the age wasn't different. It's just that proof to me seemed to be what made that particular bottle better than the B521. So anyway. Yeah, well, the reason why I did that is sometimes the chat gets going too quick. I can't keep up with it. And so I'm trying to pay attention to the people in the chat. So I actually turned it on last week. I forgot. And man, it was just jumping. And so now it makes everyone take a 20-second, I think it is, pause in between there. And then they can go ahead and chat, and I can see where the conversation's going on just a little bit better. But if people tell me that they just don't like it, I'll dump it next time. And hey, sorry if I missed your chat. You know, sorry if I missed your chat. But that's just thought I would give that a go. Hey, dude, don't you worry about that one little bit. You do what you got to do. I got to work. I got to be up at 3:30 in the morning. So joy, bliss. But, you know, this is my time. I got to get ready for Livewire. Those of you know that it is their 1-year anniversary stream today. So everyone's got to get ready to pop over to Livewire for 7 p.m. my time, 8 p.m. their time where they are. But they're doing their 1-year anniversary stream. So I am sure it is going to be a good time on that show. I know you didn't ride a bus. You forget you're talking to me. I mean, yeah, there was no buses. We had to walk. Yeah, you had to laugh at him, Marty, but I know the truth. Oh, hey, dude, I'm the same way, but now that I've aged and arthritis gets into these hands, they just don't work like they did last year. That's for sure. I have noticed that. Mm-hmm. Exactly, Richie Z. It is tonight. That is for sure. Their thumbnail finally popped up. It's amazing. Sometimes those thumbnails are spot on hours before. Sometimes I never see them. I just don't know what it is. I don't know if it's my system saying, hey, check for this, check that. I don't know. But anyway, but that's just it. That Woodford double oak. I mean, Doug H., what do you think? I mean, is it a hitter? Is it a shitter? What are we talking about here? I mean, Marty said the only time he really will drink it is if he's having a cigar, and that's so to me. I want to drink it. Period. I don't want to have it with ham and eggs or whatever the case may be. To me, it should be palatable, all the time. Yes, there just are certain times that certain expressions go great if you're a cigar smoker or out with a meal or something like that. Got it. I understand that. But I really need to look into this double oak thing, and is it worth adding a bottle and trying it? Or what I think I'm going to do, I just answered my own question, is next time I'm out and about, see if a place has it and get a pour of it there and try it. That's what I think it'd be the best thing to do. Oh, it always is. That's why I just love doing this and talking to these people here in chat. That is for sure. Okay. So it's okay. In other words, nothing to run right out here after the stream and pick up before it's all gone. That's what I want to know. At the price range, yes. At the price range, yes. What's the proof on that? Check that out, Rob, Marty, or Doug, if you guys can just rattle it off. Oh, what's up, Mr. Whiskey Shits? Yeah, we were just talking about Livewire and the 1 year anniversary stream coming up tonight. And everyone's got to get ready because I'm sure it's going to be one heck of a show. I'm sure you're getting your hair up in curlers and everything because you got to look your best. That's for sure. Okay. Well, that's just what I want to know. But I think now it's better if I find it somewhere and get a pour of it and try it for myself. Okay, it's 92 proof. I wasn't sure if it was 100 or under. Okay. Okay, 90.4, 92. It's not a leave on the shelf for me, but I am at least a 90 or north, and the 100's the sweet spot. But there have been some that I have liked at 95. That's for sure. Hey, Big Vic, man, you were busy last night, dude. Would you have a 7 hour plus stream or something like that? Are you just getting out of bed, getting ready for Livewire whiskey, right? Most picks, not everyone, but most picks generally, if it's a pick, it's better than the standard expression, and that's how I feel about Woodford. Woodford, or not Woodford. Sorry, not Woodford. Oh my gosh, Anthony, you're slipping, boy. Woodinville. God, Woodinville. It's not Woodford. I got Woodford on the brain because I'm thinking about that double oak. The Woodinville. Don't like the 90 proof, but these store picks at 118, 120. Oh my gosh. Just deliciousness. Really, just deliciousness. I figured you took a good long nap, had some coffee this morning, and now you're getting ready for the show. Absolutely. 1 year is 1 year. It's coming. Absolutely coming. we all do. Exactly. Like I said, I knew what I wanted to say, but that double oak was on my head. It's not Woodford, it's Woodinville. And I knew it wasn't that, but I just couldn't spit that thing out. Maybe it's because I just didn't have enough whiskey. Mm. Man, that small batch is just always good. Rob, have you had any of the Woodinville in the picks from the stores? Because yeah, like I said, Woodinville itself, I wasn't a fan of the standard, but when I got some of these picks, it's like, holy smokes. I mean, what a difference. So that's what they're saying here, Cool Running, that $50 range is about right for the double oaked, and that's what it seems to be what they're paying for it. East Coast, and then probably on my side of town, but I haven't looked. I haven't looked at the price on it. Oh, don't be scared. Be scared of the standard expression, but not the picks. Like I said, when they're up there in proof, that proof just seems to change. Just seems to change everything on there. I mean, it really does. It just seems to change everything as far as just the taste, the viscosity of it. It really, I think, brings out some of those expressions in those picks, unless I've just been lucky with those picks and the person that actually chose that barrel just knew what they were doing. I don't know, but done with it. Oh my gosh. All right, man. Have a good night. Take it easy, and I hope you start to feel better, my friend. Okay. So yeah, East Coast $50. Out here, I think it's about the same. But I'm gonna definitely have to really, really look into that a little more, and then make a decision. But I'm gonna have to find a pour of it at one of my local restaurants. I don't know. Maybe it'll be lunch tomorrow because I go in early and I get off around 1 o'clock. Sounds like a plan. Mm. I've been really good, Andrew, and not hitting mine as hard. I've had a couple of glasses. I mean, and the first one is the one that sent me back. I'm like, wow, because I had a sample before I bought it, and I thought, oh, this is way better than standard expression on the Woodinville. So I picked up the store pick. I popped it when I got home. I had just a little sip out and went, yep, it's good, and set it on there. A few weeks later, I went back, poured another one, and I was like, oh my gosh, this thing is a caramely sweet with that nice high proof. When I say high proof, I think the one I opened was 118. Hold on. Why am I guessing? I'm sorry. 119.78 to be exact. And I just love that thing. And I did the same thing. Well, it's not in the back, it's right there. I just pushed it back and I said, stop. Try other things, go back to it. I had a glass out of it. I think it was last week. I don't think I'm having any this week, but it's good. It is good. Other people say they can only drink higher proof on colder days or wintertime. I don't subscribe to that. I don't care what the proof is, and I don't care what the temperature is. That's why they invented air conditioning if it's too hot, or whiskey stones. Drop 1 or 2 into there, keeps everything at a nice temperature without watering down your whiskey. So I do love my whiskey stones. You know what, Andrew? I haven't, and I don't know if that is here. And the only reason why I'm saying it is because somewhere else it was mentioned. It probably was on another Whiskey Tube channel or in a conversation I had at one of the shops I go to. And I don't personally recall seeing it, but I have heard about it. But I could not tell you bad, good, or indifferent. Oh yeah, Big Vic's finally up now. He's on a roll. That's for sure. But this toasted barrel Elijah Craig is one of my absolute favorite drops. Yeah. So was it Saturday? It was in the 90s here. I mean, it was hot. I'm sitting outside. I'm talking to Alex and Slapshot, and the whiskey was just getting too warm. So I went inside, grabbed my whiskey stones, and just dropped one in the glass there, and give it just a few minutes. Literally, it brings that temperature down a little bit, and it's like I'm drinking it now. But it's not ice cold. 2, it is not watered down. It was a peated scotch. So just soak them in fresh water, leave them soak, rinse it out, soak it, rinse it out, leave it air out. In other words, leave it sit dry. I don't get that peated in it. It doesn't smell like peated. Put it back in your freezer for a night, although I've got 10 or 12 other stones in there, but put it in there, boom. You can reuse them. And you don't have to get stones. Some of them you can get, they're metal, so you can put them in there. They will not absorb anything, but I just happened to get actual whiskey stones because I wanted whiskey stones. So anyway, I recommend them. I would tell anyone to go ahead and get them, particularly if you're a fan of your whiskey neat. And it's just nice to have on warmer days. Just boom, and they don't go bad. You reuse them. Wow. See, I don't get any of that. But there's people that don't taste any of the minerality in Dickel. It's like, oh, okay. Well, I can understand that, but I don't use a rocks glass. So I got it. But I honestly haven't had that particular issue as long as I've been using them. Got what you're saying, but haven't had that particular issue. Oh, yeah. You've got to have the backups of that toasted. That's one of the things that's like, you just got to have. Well, yeah, I would say so. Whiskey stones. Yep, they're just literally rocks. They've carved into a little cube, literally a little cube, and you put them in your freezer and leave them in there overnight. And then you don't even have to leave them there until they get to temperature. It doesn't take them long, but mine are in a sub-zero freezer, and I just pull them out and drop 1 or 2 into a glass, and away I go. But I do like to use the whiskey stones. You don't have the stones for that? Well, you know what? I bet you do. You just haven't realized. So if you just reach down there and grab a hold of the stones, No different, but just smaller in size. Got it? Just smaller. I knew Charles was just going to have to get in there. He's practicing that humor, like Independent Joe. He just comes in there and just zings one right around the corner. Hey, what's up, man? Cheers. Yes, everyone is quite aware of the 1-year anniversary for Livewire, Mike. Guaranteed. They are aware. They know to go over and prepare for a celebration. So, here's to you guys and your 1-year anniversary. I will be over after the stream for just a little bit to pop in and say hello. Oh yeah, love this toasted barrel. I mean, this is definitely another one of those that you can just sip, 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 sip. There you go. There's a link if anyone's interested, just exactly what I'm talking about. You can go to that link and take a look, and then you can do it tonight. Marty Rye, don't get anything off of that link, just so you know. They're not sponsors of this channel or his channel or anything like that. But what I'm just saying is you can just see what they are if you're just even curious. And like I said, there's literally stones. Some of them are made out of metal. I even think there's some that are glass because, you just want to take that temperature of the spirit down. You don't want to water it down. You just want to cool it down a bit because it's just warm. Because pretty much whatever it is in this room, that's what these bottles are sitting at. And that's what I like. That's for sure. Well, okay. As far as I know. Yeah, you may. I don't know, Marty. I don't know. So, yeah, I really don't know. I know it for me. Yeah, no. I don't get anything from stuff like that. But, and you know what? There might be some channels that have logoed whiskey stones. I don't know. Be kind of interesting, I guess. I get somebody like Mike or Shane to use their little laser and put your channel on a little, literally a little stone. And holy shit, that thing, I should go get one to show you guys how small it is, but I'm sure they could etch on anything. That's for sure. Well, you know what, Rob? I know where you're from, so totally get it. Totally get it. But, where you and I grew up, we can just go outside in the backyard, get a couple of stones, wash them off, throw them in the freezer, and be like, what's the difference? Right? Sandstone, whiskey stone, asphalt, it's the stone. Exactly. Hey, you know me, Marty. You do you, brother. I'm all good with it. Okay, here we go. Thanks, Sugar Kitty. Richie Z had it up earlier. But yeah, there again is the link. They're 1 year. Hard to believe. Oh, yeah, Doug. Yeah, man. Go ahead and laugh at him because I do it often. Actually, we've laughed at each other long before anyone else. That's for sure. That is for sure. Well, I just sipped on that toasted barrel till there was just about none left. Asphalt is called aggregate. Yep, so is type 2. So is type 2, sorry. Hold on. I'm going to turn this camera off for a minute because I'm going to stand up. But I can still hear you. Hey, Marty. So, you know me, I like my hats. I have many hats. And so, one of the hats that I had to wear before, boom, with my different stickers on it that says I could go different places. But, I've always wear a hat, whether I'm home or I had to go to work. It didn't make a difference, but I've always had a hat. Ugh. But I don't have to wear that one anymore. I don't have to wear that one anymore. But the stickers and stuff that are on it, hold on, where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? You guys will know. Oh, here it is. That one there. So they called it the Las Vegas Arena. Anybody that's a hockey fan knows it as T-Mobile Arena. That allowed me to go there and do whatever it is I had to do, because if you didn't have that on there, you couldn't even get there while that thing was just my parking lot at the time where I used to work. So anyway, exactly right. Exactly right. There it is, Marty. You know what I'm saying. There it is. Oh, dude, the salt boxes, I forgot about that. But yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember them old salt boxes. As a matter of fact, I would have to go down there for my grandmother and get a couple of coffee cans full of the salt, so then we could sprinkle it on the sidewalks and the steps. Oh, yeah. Well, hold on. We have a special person here who's probably going to make an announcement. Here he is. What's up, man? How are you? Let me shrink this down. Here we go. Are you ready for your 1 year? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh, dude. Yeah. Yeah. You're all
Okay,
good.
good. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We're ready, man. We are, we kind of had our initial plan fall through, but we're gonna have a good time. Pop some bottles and.
So what you saying? It's pretty much a normal day for Livewire. Okay.
Yeah. That's how it works at Livewire. We just run with it.
That's right. Exactly. Exactly. Well, boy, I tell you what, this thing's turned out to be pretty good. And after it gets a little bit of time to open up,
man,
11-year-old
nice, and 11
barrel.
year too.
Yeah. And definitely oak forward. Definitely oak forward, but sweet.
Is that a barrel proof or no? Is that barrel proof or no barrel proof?
No, it's standard 94.
94, huh? All right, I got a 94 pick.
Yep. That was the thing that was a little on the disappointing side, but I'm drinking it again now. You can definitely taste the oakiness in it, but
So this is a 10-year, not an 11 though.
And I know most people have 9 or 10. The 11, I guess, is kind of not so much it's an oddity. You just don't always see 11s. I guess. I don't know. But the first one I found, the first one I seen was the 11-year.
No. Gosh dang it. You just went in the bathroom and pulled stuff out of the trash. Be right back, Anthony.
Hey, you know where you're going, right? So that's funny you should mention that Fun with Whiskey, the Still Austin. There's 3 different expressions in the store. And I want to say one's like a cast strength or barrel proof. I forget what they called it. And then I think 2 regular expressions. I didn't look at them long enough, but I know the one had a lot higher proof. And I think they're around $50. What do you think about it? I mean, you said you're still enjoying it. And I remember you did the video on it. I just don't remember which one it was that you did.
All right, I'm back.
I didn't realize you were gone.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, my puppy went into the bathroom down here and pulled stuff out of the trash. I had to get him out.
Mine did that yesterday. I just don't understand what it is with snot rags, you know?
He loves the little toilet paper core. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
America. There we go.
There you go. I'm telling you, I bet I'm not going to say anything, but nose it. Tell me what you get. Take your sip and let's compare. I mean, you heard what I said, but still, you just cracked that. And I cracked my private barrel and I cracked a brand new small batch, and then I already had a toasted open, so I did a 3-way comparison. As far as the profile, the mash bill, those are all the same. You're not doing that. The only thing's different is how the age and how they finished that particular expression.
So it'd be interesting to see. So I have the Idaho. I'm going to turn you up just a little bit because I can't hear very well.
Well, we get older, Mike. It's not the same.
For some reason, my volume was all the way down on my laptop. But so I have a 10-year barrel proof, which would be interesting. So I bought this from a local restaurant called The Tavern. It's like down in a basement. It's really kind of a cool. It's a restaurant bar. They actually have a pretty good whiskey selection, but they bought a barrel, but they don't sell tons of bottles out the door. So they wanted it to be at the 94 proof, so they can make it last longer.
I really think that 100 proof or north on those would be the ticket. It's just me because I like that. I mean, I'm not saying this 94 is bad. It's not. I like the spice. I get some spice on the finish on that. The sweetness is there, just like the toasted, the small batch, all of them. The A122, the B522 or 21, the 22. God, I wish we had that. But so pretty much that's the same. It's the proof. And I was drinking the B521 today because I didn't want to have anything other than Elijah Craig until I did this that would skew my palate. So
anyway, you went with a heavy barrel proof to skew your palate.
Well, I went with a higher proof, and I did that for lunch. And then after that, I didn't have anything else for 4 hours plus until I sat down and did this. But I wanted to keep the same flavor profile. You know what I'm saying? The basic Elijah Craig. Oh, yeah, thanks, Marty. I didn't realize I even highlighted that until just now.
What are you at now?
I think I'm at 185 or 186. My goal is to get to 250 by my birthday in June.
You're at 187, it looks like.
I knew I was somewhere on there. I couldn't remember. Man. But my goal is to get to 250 by my birthday on June 6th. But you know what? It is what it is. It all will come.
Yeah, it's we kind of stalled out around 600, but it's okay. We still have fun. We have,
You know what? It goes, and I noticed that when you look at the algorithm, you'll gain 3, 4, 10, and then for a while it just stays flat.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have the 600 and something that we wanted to get.
Mm-hmm.
That's the people that we were really, they were our friends.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those, that's just how it goes. But like I said, my goal is to get to that, and
we don't even like the other
80,000. What's that?
We don't even like the other 80,000 people that haven't subscribed that have seen us. Whatever.
That's right. I totally get you. I totally get you on there. But
how come Marty doesn't?
I noticed that you're wearing that zip up. So because of your 1-year anniversary, you see what I got.
Oh yeah, you have your I Survived on.
Oh yeah, I earned that. I earned that the hard way.
Yeah,
I earned
that's
that
funny.
the hard way.
I have this shirt on.
Oh, hold on. Let me highlight that. Give me just a second.
It's hard
there.
to see
Boom,
with the
there you
muscles
go.
bulging out of my back, but
Livewire Whiskey Pub. All right, I got it. There you go. There you go. But yeah, I like that in the back. Instead of white, it's in that green. It makes it pop. I like that.
It was kind of that, we call it the retro tee.
The retro tee. All right.
Yeah.
And how could people get one of those?
Livewire Whiskey. Actually, they can get a Big Vic shirt on Livewire Whiskey's website right now as well.
Wow.
All proceeds go to support Big Vic.
Woohoo. There you go. I mean,
You're going to start seeing those popping around. He's got quite a few out there now.
Big Vic's Backyard BS.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Fairness, his wife made me put it on our website because she kind of runs the show.
That's right. I understand that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's nice of Frankie to give you that basement.
Yeah, Whiskey Wars, you get what I was saying. You get what I was saying. The best 600 on YouTube, sub to us. That's what I thought.
Yeah. There you go.
Heck yeah, we could put a Bourbon Neophyte shirt up on Livewire as well, Anthony.
I've been still working on a logo ideas, and it's just one of those things. Just haven't gotten around to it. But even my wife says you need to get a logo. You need to get a logo. You need to get a logo.
I have the perfect logo, Anthony.
I'm sure you do.
It's that hat, those glasses, and a Glen.
Well, it's funny you should say that. Very similar to that came up. It was a similar hat to this, but I think it was a fedora that I thought about. And so that honestly, that is kind of funny that you should say that. So I'm going to kind of push that around, if that makes sense, and maybe get some different renderings, whatever you want to call it, to look at. And I think that's what I actually might go with. So that's funny you should say that. Man, that's good. I mean, we have never even talked about it.
Yeah, we've never even talked about it, but I'm like, that's you, buddy.
It is, because everyone says to me now, where is your hat? Oh, this is what Marty likes. Because he and I talked about this a while ago, and I did one stream where I did it's either a hitter or a shitter, and I put outhouses on the bottom of it, so on and so forth. And he says, that's it. That's what you ought to do. And I could do what you said with the hat, and then at the bottom, hitter or shitter. I don't know. I even thought about an outhouse. You know, is it a hitter or is it a shitter?
Well, that's a good T-shirt that can be another one, but that's not a logo shirt.
No. Mm-mm.
I mean, that's where you have the hitter or shitter on the back, but your logo on the front.
And exactly. But those were some of the ideas that I was putzing around with and thinking about. And not necessarily a logo, but I called it a logo. But that was one of the, I don't know what to call it, but that was one of the ideas that I came up with. Again, maybe for another T-shirt with the actual logo on the front, on the back. Is it a hitter or a shitter? But
yeah, that's a good one. So it's good to see you drinking some bourbon.
What's that?
It's good to see you drinking some bourbon tonight.
Yeah, actually, I have actually been drinking a little more of it. Although yesterday I did have Port Charlotte. I had Lagavulin 16, Lagavulin 11, the Offerman finished in Guinness. And what else did I drink yesterday? Writer's Tears and a few other little things. I mean, I just had a hodgepodge of stuff throughout the day, but that was the most peated scotch or scotch in general I had in probably 2 weeks. I mean, I've had a dram here or there, but that was
Before
it.
Last night, I've hardly drank. I've been in the hospital for the last week. In fact, I can't get hammered tonight. My brother's not going to be here this week, and my mom's still in the hospital. So
yeah, I didn't want to know if you wanted to bring that up or anything like that, but yeah.
No, she's doing better. The doctor's like, there's nothing I can really do for you here. You're just kind of sitting here until we get you into the rehab hospital. So, she's kind of out of the woods, but she still needs to do some rehab. But I am going to pop this at some point tonight.
Oh, the Octomore.
I got to pop this one. I've been looking at it. And I'm popping my old Carter American 4 tonight.
Yes, I see it.
So those two are going to get popped on Livewire.
So I didn't go and get it, but because that would involve me going to the strip or having to cross over the strip or take some back roads and go by the way of the, crow that has lost its direction. But there was Old Elk. I'm talking the Armagnac, the port cask, the sherry cask and stuff like that for $39. I know.
I paid
And
$100 a bottle for that shit.
I know. I just didn't want to have to fight that traffic,
I
particularly
don't
with
blame you.
everything that's going on right now. And streets are closed because they're setting up for the NFL draft because it's here. And yeah,
This
oh
week,
no,
right?
no, no.
Yeah.
My wife says, "Do you want to go?" And I'm like, "Well, I want to go, but I'm not going through all of that." And I know where it's at. It's a hole in the wall, literally, behind what's now called the Cromwell. So at the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Flamingo, one corner's the Cromwell, the other one's Bally's. So if you came out of Bally's heading towards, let's say, the Flamingo and stuff like that, Cromwell, if you crossed the street, it's behind the Cromwell. And it's called
so
the Stage Door.
it's on the west side?
Yeah, it's called the Stage Door.
So our resort that we're staying at when we come out in September is behind the Flamingo.
Yeah, I know where you're at. I used to work there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I worked at the Flamingo Hilton when it was still a Hilton in 98 until 2011.
Is it nice, that place we're staying?
Yeah, it was just a couple of years old. So in other words, they built that, but when they built that, I'll give you a little history. When they built the Grand Vacations where you're at, they tore down the rest of the original Flamingo that Bugsy Siegel built.
Oh.
To put that in there. So when you're looking out at the area where the pool is, and your pool is the size of a pool that you would put in your backyard that belongs to your resort.
Yeah.
Okay. However, you can use
the
Flamingo. At least it was when I was there until 2011. You can go to the Flamingo. You just need your key.
Okay. Yeah, because it said that you had you have access to the actual Flamingo because it's the Flamingo Hilton or whatever.
Well, it's the Hilton Grand Vacations.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's Hilton Grand Vacations. So anyway,
like that. Yeah.
It's nice in there. At least it was, like I said, when I was there, it wasn't that old. But yeah, the original Flamingo and Bugsy's actual suite was there until 92, 93 when they built that.
Oh, wow.
And I saw the pictures of what it looked like. And so this is true. It actually broke 2 wrecking balls trying to tear it down because he had it built with reinforced concrete and bulletproof glass. So you had a main door in, okay, but there was about 4 or 5 other ways out of there, and there were trap doors. So one was in a floor, one was in a closet. So if he had to get out, he pulled the trap door, and there was a ladder that went down into a tunnel. And the tunnel would proceed east to what would be Paradise, the street, and opened up. And the rumor was there was a car there. That could never be proven that there was a car there waiting for him. But there was other ways out of there other than the main door for him. Mm-hmm. And his pool table, the monogrammed dishware and stuff like that was there for a long time. I don't know what happened or who took that.
Oh, wow.
But it was very Art Deco for the time. Okay, very Art Deco, kind of, I call it the Jetson era. I never physically saw it. Now, the tunnels were still used back when they had Nevada, Oregon, Arizona, Utah, his building. That was the name of the buildings that he built.
Yeah.
Because there were no high rises back then. They were 2 stories, 3 at tops, and you walked up. Anyway, there were tunnels that connected them. So utility used them. So your housekeeping, your maintenance, or whatever. Then back in the late 40s, early 50s, when we were testing a lot of atomic bombs out here, the civil defense used them as bomb shelters. So there were barrels down there of water, barrels of that they sealed gas masks in, cots and things of that nature were there. I never saw it, but I saw the pictures. Because before they tore it down, one of the people I worked with was there, got to go in. So they took pictures of the ladder that went down that was in the closet and a few other things, and pictures of the tunnel that they all walked in. But if you didn't know where that hatch came out, you wouldn't know it came down there because, like I said, he was killed in 47? 48, somewhere in there in California. But anyway, it's very interesting. Very,
No,
very interesting. I love the history, and that's one of the things that drew me to it. And no, Marty, I don't have any original relics from the original Flamingo Las Vegas, but I know a lot about the history and what was there, and I'm sad I didn't get to see it. You know, because that would have really been something to see.
Yeah, the Las Vegas history. You know, I got married in Vegas.
Did you go see Elvis?
Nope. We actually, so we were gonna do really small, and we invited, you know, all the family and friends, and ended up having about 70 people at the chapel in Circus.
Hmm.
So we had people standing outside because the chapel holds 50.
Yeah.
And we had people standing outside and watching online. I mean, this is like, it was streaming back before streaming was a thing, right? We could watch it on the internet.
Well, when I worked for MGM/International, when I worked at the Monte Carlo, and now they call it Park MGM. So that's why I've got that hat, because when I was there, the park and the arena, that was our parking lot. And so I was part of safety. And so I would have to go over there and be on the site. So I got to tour that. But one of the things is that I've said this story before. I kind of knew we were getting some hockey team because I have a picture of me standing in that arena up in one of the upper tiers, looking down as they were laying the grid work for, believe it or not, there is a heating system underneath the ice, not to melt it, but so it doesn't freeze anything underneath it. Because if you leave that on there, it eventually starts to freeze everything so far down. So for your water and stuff, so they have to put that in there. But anyway, it was just interesting. I mean, it's just interesting to watch that whole thing go up and what it was. I parked where that arena is. That's where my vehicle was. The Quonset hut was from the original. I can't remember if it was the Sands or the Dunes golf course at the time, but that Quonset hut was where they parked all of their equipment and the golf carts. However, it's pretty much assured, can't be proven, but I can pretty much probably attest that the Rat Pack used that bathroom that was in there at the time, or were there at one point or another, because they all golfed there.
Huh. That's all that shit is like, I mean, Vegas, for being a relatively young city, right, actually has such a, you know, a pretty big history that I think is really cool. You know what I mean? I just think it's, yeah.
So I just watched something on, I think it was Amazon, Meyer Lansky. And it was pretty interesting. And somebody actually spoke to him at the Flamingo. This would have been in the very, very early 80s, because he was just there a few years. And talking to this guy who was sitting in one of the lounges, and just out of the blue, he mentioned something. And so long and short of that is the guy I knew asked him, he says, well, you know, I was part of the people that built this place. I'm paraphrasing, but so that's when he realized he's not kidding. But he came there. Of course, none of that was left. So when he was there in the 80s, none of that building was left. It was in the back. So the original casino was in front of that, and that was already gone because the towers were built, and the casino that's there now, was the footprint that most of us are going to know.
Yeah, that's yeah, some of that stuff is so cool. Like, you had to have seen some of these buildings get torn down. Did you ever go watch any of the like implosions that they did?
You know what? I avoided the Strip like it was the plague. However, the grand opening for Bellagio in '98, I'd go up onto the roof of the Flamingo. There's a helipad. I work graveyard. Do you know what kind of a view I had of them fountains every night going off?
Oh,
and
yeah.
I could hear it like I'm talking to you. The New Year's I've spent there, the just many other different events that I spent literally on the strip, and I called it Ground Zero. Um, it was amazing. And yes, Sugar Kitty, I have seen Elvis. I've seen Elvis many times. But yeah, it's interesting when you really start getting into it. And like I said, it was just luck that I got into the Flamingo of all places,
Yeah.
to be. What started it all, and when you look at the pictures and you talk to some people, so one of the bellmen that was there when I started had 40 plus years in already. When I say 40, I think he might have even been 50. But he remembers when the people ran Vegas and talked about his days at the early Flamingo, you know, in the 50s. And he started there in the late 40s. So you know who was running it then. And he said, you know what? They took care of us. He goes, we made good wages. They took care of us, period. And you didn't have crime. He says, believe it or not, it just wasn't there. Crime wasn't there. You didn't have these problems that you got now. They wanted nothing like that. They wanted to have nothing to do with that because they had a good, legitimate business going. And they wanted no one coming in and interfering with it. So all those little pickpocket things, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that just didn't happen. It just didn't happen. Or you went for
no. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. And now, I mean, now it's all just big business, and
it's nothing but big business.
Yeah.
It's all about counting them shekels.
It always boggles my mind because you think about the fact that most bars and make their money obviously on alcohol, right? Like
Yep.
That's where it is. And there's so much money in gambling, they just give that shit away for free.
So they did. That one time that was a lost leader to get you in the door, just like the buffets. So when the bean counters really started coming in and saying, why, if we can make, just for the sake of argument, $5 on every meal and we do X amount of meals, look how many more millions you're going to make at the end of the year. Stop giving it away. Stop giving your booze away. So they have. And now you have a more limited selection.
Yeah.
And now they've got to know you've been playing. So It's very important. So they want you to have that card. Once you put that card in, and let's just say you spent $25, that puts a light on a machine. So the server will come around and ask you for a drink. So let's just say you did order an Elijah Craig small batch. If they had it, they'll give it to you. However, if it's not on the selection, they'll say, well, we don't have that. You can have A, B, or C now. Or before, you can pretty much have any beer you wanted. Well, no. Let's just say Miller Lite, Bud Light, Coors Light, Budweiser, like 5 or 6. That's it.
Yeah.
The hodgepodge or whatever doesn't happen. Now, if you're spending, 150 large in a day, and I'm talking $150, you're going to get pappy.
Yeah.
At that machine or that table. You don't have to worry about that. But other than that, me or you, it doesn't happen anymore. That's how much more it has closed in as far as
like you sit down at a poker machine at the bar now, right? And you're like, hey, give me a Coors Light. And he's like, you have to put 20 in or you have to pay for it.
Exactly. Yep. If you're not, and that's it. You have to put money in the machine before the bartender will come up, because then the light turns green that he sees. You don't see it, or she sees.
Yeah.
And then he has to watch you play, and not a quarter. Okay. So it may take him a minute or two to get there. He'll acknowledge you, or she'll acknowledge you, but they have to know you're actively playing. But like I said, you have to put at least $20 in. And before you put, if you don't, you're not getting a light, you're not. And then you have to play so much after that drink. So until you reach another certain level and that light comes on, that person can't give you another drink.
Yeah.
So they know they're going to make so much money off you, period.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting all sorts of messages on my watch right now just for
Good
the
for you.
activity thing.
Good
No,
for
it's
you.
like all my kids hit their goals for the week, my wife, me. And then when you hit your goal on your Apple Watch, when you have all your friends in your Apple Watch, like they all say, slate it. And, they're encouraging to each other. It's funny.
Mm-hmm. So when you say their goals, are you talking about exercise?
Yeah, like just activity. You have a stand goal, like you have to stand 12 hours a day.
Sure.
12 during 12 hours, not full
Yeah.
12 hours, but
I was going to say, I've done that. It's not fun.
no, yeah, it's like you have to stand up 12 times, over the course of 12 hours. So,
Mm-hmm.
so
But
I'm
yeah,
getting
so
all these notifications right now, apparently, because it's like that time of day.
oh, so it's important that they tell you that?
The watch does. I mean, the watch just automatically notifies you.
No, I'm
Or
just
that,
saying. So they have it set up that you can see that. It's just like,
yeah, because it's kind of like a way you motivate each other to do active. Like every time somebody does a workout, I get a notification. I mean, you can turn notifications off too. So,
oh, okay. That's what I want. I don't have an
yeah,
Apple
yeah,
Watch. I have a normal watch.
yeah.
I have enough things
Which
telling me what to do, when to do it, and how to do it.
which is good because this goddamn thing I have to charge every stinking day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
At
got to put
least
it
my
on at night.
Fitbit, it would go 2 or 3 days without having to charge it. This thing is
Well,
18 hours of use.
well, that's just because of it's always checking. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. So the more notifications you have, the more times it checks, the more power it uses. Yeah.
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 This
I
one's
have
fast
most
charges.
notifications turned off on my phone.
Yeah, this one fast charges, but it's still not convenient. It's like you're always charging it when you're trying to go do something. So,
What I like, we have a couple of those. I call them flat chargers. Lay your phone on it, lay your watch on it, lay your earbuds on it. Boom, just lay it down. And um, so even when you don't or not, you can just set it on there. You
yeah.
know, so they're nice to have around the house.
Yeah, I need to get more of the charger because it's not hard. It's not hard, but you end up walking away from it and then you don't have your watch on when you get
Oh
in your
yeah.
car and you're like, God damn it.
Oh, isn't even though we got phones, I cannot be without this.
No, I wear a watch all the time. Like I wear my watches to bed, and that's what gets me with this is if I wake up to pee, I want to know what time it is, Anthony.
Well, yeah, because then oh, I've got 3 more hours.
I can still sleep for 3 more hours. And then you
Yeah,
wake up to pee again and I can still sleep for 2.5 more. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah. Well, it happens at our age, Mike.
Yeah.
What can you say?
I don't pee that much. I'm just playing.
Yeah, but we believe you, Mike. Don't worry. It's okay.
Yeah.
We believe you.
Oh, there's Dustin. He's in.
Oh
I
my
don't know if he
gosh,
was in
yeah.
earlier. I got a really old one there, Dustin. Just kidding.
I don't think he can see. He's getting old.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Dustin's still one of the young ones, isn't he? He's got to
Oh
be
yeah, compared to
Ben's
you,
age,
you
right?
and
Or
I.
younger.
Yeah, yeah. He's definitely a youngin. He's definitely a youngin.
I think you're still
Oh,
a youngin too, aren't you, Anthony?
I'm going to be 53.
Man, you're still young, pal. You look younger
Yeah.
than Marty
know.
and I, and we're the same freaking age.
Yeah.
But I'm older than both of you.
You look better than both of us. That's for damn sure.
It's the hat. Bourbon doesn't think so, but it's the hat.
I almost brought my cowboy hat and put it on, but then I was like, nah, it's on the thumbnail.
You should have, because Sean likes them.
Heck yeah. Yeah, Sean. Mine's like Sean's wearing the black hat right now, though, isn't he?
Yeah, I put
So you
mine
could
on
still-
last night.
Yeah, you could still wear the black hat till Memorial Day, right? Then you're supposed to go to the
You know
straw.
what? You wear
That's
them
it.
all the time.
That's women. So that's you, Mike.
I don't know. That's what they told me, when I was out on the ranch.
That's right. You enjoying that double oak, Marty, or what?
Yeah, man, it's good. Like I said, it's good with the cigar. I don't go to it a whole lot. I mean, I've had it for a while. As you can see, I'm really down into it. And like
Cool
I said, it's
running.
a pick. So
I see that.
it's good. Yeah, I mean, I recommend it. Yeah,
I've
It's-
just
I
been
don't-
on
I
the
don't-
fence, and
yeah.
I had to let mine open up. I have a double oaked pick, and once it opened up, I actually liked it better. I didn't like it that much at first.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I was asking. So, how is it? What's it like? Blah. People say it's not terrible. It's okay. At the price point, $50, basically don't
Yeah.
pay much more than that for it.
No, I think. What do I got in this one? 60, but it's a
Okay.
pick.
Yeah, no, that's
You know.
that's what they said. That they gave me the price range, 50, $60. I think the one I got was 55. I think you put down 50 or 55. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But anyway, my wife has even looked at it, and I was like, well, I said, I'm hearing it as an eh.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm going to have something else. What's the other Octomore you got, Mike?
I got the 10-2, Greg. I just haven't received it yet. That
There's
one's taking a little
cheers,
bit longer.
Joshua. Greg, cheers, man.
So, Greg, that one's coming from Germany, the new one, the other one. Yeah, Greg's been a huge help. Greg has actually put together a Scotch sample box for me that he's sending out. Dude, if you see Greg, Greg's problem.
How are you? Nice to see you.
Oh, be more bourbon.
That's right.
Cheers, man.
Greg sent me pictures, and I realized that Greg has a problem.
He doesn't have a problem. He doesn't have any more room. That's the problem.
Yes, that's the problem. He doesn't have any more space.
He needs more floor space.
Yeah, you need more floor space, Greg.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think anything else is a problem. I just think he just needs more room.
I still have about a shelf and a half. You can't see it, but I've got some room on the tip top, and I still got some room on the bottom here. Then I have another shelf to put in over by, you can't see it, but there's a window over there. There's some. I've got some more room to grow. I won't be able to get into anything over there.
This is only a little area.
Yeah.
But I really should have bought a second thing of those shelves, but that's okay.
That's all right. You can.
I can't put everything down here, but that's okay.
I like your live wire at the top too, Mike. That looks really good.
Oh, you like that? I made that.
Yeah. There you
go. Okay, now I see it. Now that you moved it up a little bit, that's what I thought it was because I could tell by the way the end looked. But
you could move it, or you could move it to the side of the shelves.
Yeah, I can put it over here. Yeah,
it looks good.
Maybe a little light or something shining down on it. Yeah, exactly. See? Exactly.
It's more for when you're sharing bourbon.
Sharing bourbon, yes.
Or Scotch, or Irish.
I was just going to say, or
Scotch, Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
Fluids.
Yes, whatever. There's just.
Mm-hmm. Yes, without a doubt. I got to get myself another pour of something. So I will make Mike happy and keep with the.
I thought I was
bourbon.
I thought you were going to go for that Elijah Craig rye.
I don't have a problem with it. So since you
it's good, man. It's good.
I've got a backup. This is the one you brought to me, Marty. So now that I have a backup, man. Yeah. When you were out here last,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I will pour a little Elijah Craig rye since I'm on that. And it's funny. This is one of the few that if I get the mint note on a rye, this is the one that I'll get the mint note on. It's funny. I don't always get the mint note or the dill.
Yeah.
I get the smell of the dill a little bit on there, but
yeah, you got to get a little more age, a little more older rye to get a little bit of those notes, I think.
But I like this one, man. This is definitely that one there is definitely a hitter. You can't go wrong with that at the price point.
Good
I
stuff.
can drink it all the time, and I do.
Good stuff.
Yeah, so this Elijah Craig 84 proof or 94 proof is pretty good.
And that's yours is what, a 10-year, right?
Yeah, this is a 10-year.
So you have you have a private barrel from a restaurant, correct?
Yeah, this one is the private barrel from a restaurant. I also have 2 barrel proofs from Utah.
Wow.
An 8 and a 10-year.
Are those labeled the Utah ones, Mike? Are they labeled private barrels or are they labeled barrel proofs?
Both.
Really? That's really cool. Okay. Yeah, that's really neat.
So if you see down here, it says barrel proof. Over here, it says private barrel.
Okay.
So, and single barrel up here.
Yeah.
And it's Utah Barrel Selection. 1 is the 10-year, 2 is the 8-year. So let's try a little of the 10-year barrel proof. The glass was basically empty. So this one is
Marty is just that kind of a person. He doesn't
help
want you to be
clean
burdened.
the floor
He will
space.
take some of your burden.
This one is
your wife mad at you.
1.2.4 proof.
Hey, and so will this person. This person will help relieve your burdens also.
Holy shit.
Yes, I am still alive.
Hot
No,
damn.
that's Stan. That's not holy shit. That's Stan.
Your mic is coming in hot, Stanley.
Is it really loud or?
I don't know.
No,
Maybe
I thought
mine
it
is
was
too.
All right. No, Anthony sends me every week, sends me about him going live, and I haven't come on yet in a while, so I thought that I would do that. It's been long weeks, so that's why I haven't been on a lot of stuff lately.
Okay.
So.
Work gets in the way of fun sometimes.
Yeah, when I get home, it's just like I pour like one drink, and if I sometimes I barely make it through it before I fall asleep after dinner. So
You're getting old, Stanley.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that and the fact that I need to lose. I think that if I can get down from, I'm like at 298 right now. If I can get down to like 260, 250, it'll help me with my energy a little bit more too. So
Hey, do me a favor. Hold the fort down. I'll be right back.
I'm at 243 now, Stanley.
you didn't look like you were 243 when I saw you. You look like you were like less than that.
Yeah, I'm at 240. It's mostly muscle, you know?
Muscle weighs more, dumbass.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, it's like I just thought it was funny. You're like, I didn't know you were that tall, Mike. I'm like, not that tall compared to you, Stanley, but
well, I mean, yeah, you're still, but there's not a whole lot. There's people that I expected when I saw them to be of a certain stature. Like I knew Big Vic was a big boy like me, but I thought he was a lot taller than what he was than he actually was. Not that he's short, but I thought he was a lot. You know, he was a Jason Busey type presence.
That's like when I met Dusty Dan. I thought he would be a monster, and he's about the same size I am, at like 5'8", 5'9". I was
Really?
like, "Oh, hey, Dan." Yeah, no doubt. It's fun though. That's what's great about this when we finally get to meet each other in person, and it's just kind of like, oh heck, there he is. You know, it's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much think that. I mean, when people meet me, they pretty much can. I mean, Ruben from Bourbon Beginnings was really surprised how tall I was, because he says, "Oh, I thought you were tall, but I didn't think you were that tall." And I'm like, "Well, I always say I'm 6'4". I mean, I'm not. I've never hidden that part of it, but
yeah, you'd look sickly at 250 and 6'4", Stanley.
yeah, well,
You're like, that's the problem I want to have. Yeah.
Hey, Stanley. Hey, Stanley, are you an Alter Bridge fan?
Yeah, actually, I'm a my Tremonti fan, and
I
then
am too, man.
and then Miles Kennedy. I always liked what he did with Slash,
Yeah.
and so I do listen to Alter Bridge. I think that Blackbird's a freaking awesome song. They do a lot of really good stuff. I think that I think I like them. I think I like Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators a little bit better than Alter Bridge, but that's also because they're playing with Slash and it's a different style of music between the two. But
I am
yeah.
looking forward to the new Alter Bridge record. I don't know when it's supposed to be released, but it's not real far off, I don't think.
No, it shouldn't be. I haven't heard anything about it. I know Slash just released a new one with Miles Kennedy about a month ago, so it might be a couple months before Alter Bridge puts anything out. But oh man, so wait, oh great.
What'd you do? Did you just throw up in your mouth?
No, camera. The camera just took a dump. Hold on.
I thought you said, "Oh, great! Look at." Hey, is that Big Vic down there, or is that Marty?
That's me. Yes. I don't know why it got so dark.
I know it's
great.
still light out here.
I mean, no, I was good a minute ago, but now it just got real dark.
Did you turn the porn off?
I did.
Oh, that's why you don't have your screen lighting it up. You don't have the flashlight and magnifying glass you were used. Never mind.
Easy now.
Yeah, this camera hasn't been on in about over a week and a half, so it's being giving me some problems here and there. But it's just weird. So it's been a whole year, Mike, since you guys' first.
What's that?
First live wire. It's been a whole year since your first live wire.
Yeah, so it's actually tomorrow will be the official 1 year. I think it was April 11th was our first live stream. So
that's fantastic, man.
So it's 365 days. Yeah, I couldn't have gotten luckier with a partner.
Yeah, Adam's something else, man.
Yeah, Adam's just a really good dude. I'm glad that, I stole him away from Stanley.
Hey, like I sent a.
For the record, he invited me, Stanley. It wasn't.
Believe me, it's there's no animosity there at all, dude. I don't. That's you guys have done a great job with what you guys what you guys do. You guys have you changed the game. You guys really took an idea that we all that me and Adam had to begin with, and then ran with it. I had my issues where I couldn't do certain things, and at a point in time, and Adam grabbed the ball, made a few phone calls, talked to a couple free agents, and then you guys ran with it. And
you were the first stream I ever went on. Master.
Yeah.
God, what was the first one I ever went on?
What's that?
Go ahead. No, keep talking. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think what was the first stream I ever went on.
Marty's first chat was Amaranth's ASMR stream.
It's so good.
Don't worry, it's not real sex.
It's not.
No.
God, what was it?
A lot of women pretend ears in their bikinis. I'm just saying, it happens.
Yeah. So, and it's just like I said, I sent a little message to Adam. He was on Bourbon Beginnings for a second in the chat, and I just told him that I kind of wanted to go on early because I got to be at work at 4. That when you brought people on, I want to come on early and do my celebratory chug, say my few words. I'm going to go ahead and make it quick, and then get out of the way and let you guys have fun, and then listen to you and lurk in the background. So, and then Anthony, how long you been on, Anthony? Now
it'll be a year next month.
Man, damn!
I can't wait to go camping with you, Anthony.
Well, I can't wait for these live.
Hey, what happens in camping stays?
Dude, he said I'm gonna hang out in his trailer the whole time because he sent me like pictures of his camper, and I'm like, that's way nicer than the one I just bought.
Hey, let me tell you something. There's always room. I just got to know, and I'll throw somebody out to put you next to me.
Yeah.
His dad will sleep outside.
Because I'm only about 4.5 hours maybe from Adam.
Yeah, I mean,
Further
I'm
south.
6 hours. I'm 6 hours from Adam.
So it's funny. So not to go off on a tangent, but I was thinking about going up towards his way at some point this summer for a little trip. So, but you actually got your camper, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I knew you were, I don't want to say on the fence, but you talked about it, and I saw the pictures and I'm like, man, that thing was clean. I mean,
dude, so it's a
clean.
2014, but you go inside it, like we had already bought it and we're getting the run through with the people, at the camper store. And
Yep.
it's like, the guy that's not a sales guy, right? He's like the
Yep.
dude in jeans and a t-shirt and work boots that, had
Yep.
to check the toilet to make sure it worked and
Yep.
all that stuff. And he's like, I don't think they ever use this thing. And so like you walk through it, it's got real wood cabinets,
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not going to say it's like walnut or mahogany, but like, it's real wood. It's not the particle board that campers use. Now the sides of the cabinets are, but the doors, I mean,
Correct.
there was a huge difference between that one and a lot of the other used ones, because we didn't want to buy a brand new one because we just would have gotten a too small one. Yeah. And we also found out you don't pay cash when you're buying a camper.
No.
You save money if you finance it and then just pay it off, and it screws the dealer who advertised the cash price. So you get that advertised price, you still pay cash like 3 weeks later when you get your first bill, and then the dealer just doesn't make as much because they get charged back from the finance company.
Yeah.
We showed up and we're like, we're just paying cash, this is our max. And they're like, that I know you saw the price on that camper, but that's not the cash price. And we're like, oh, great. And they're like, no, it's more. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, we get paid from the, finance companies. So, it's cheaper when you don't use cash.
Of the loan and the interest you get.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So some used car dealers do that. Ironically, Enterprise Car Sales, you don't have to do that. And also CarMax. That price is the price, whether you finance or not.
Yep.
But
Yep. So mine's a 16, and I bought it new off the lot. Anyway, we're still deciding if we're going to get the fifth wheel, but my truck's ready for it. The hitch is in, the whole 9 yards, and so we'll see.
Anthony, you keep yours parked, right?
I actually, until last year, well, not last year, 20 was the only time it really didn't move.
Because so a fifth wheel will free you up on your vehicle, correct? Once you're stationed.
Well, so does that, because once I unhook, I go anywhere I want in the vehicle, and the trailer stays.
Okay.
But
he doesn't have an RV. He's a camper.
Oh, okay. You have a pull behind. Okay.
Yeah, I right now have what they call a bumper pull, but of course it's not on my bumper. But anyway, so we're looking at different fifth wheels and so on and so forth. But this is the first time, other than 20, it had 150 miles. Let's just say, for sake of argument, it had under 200 miles of towing in 2020, because I pulled it from where I kept it to where it's at now in May of 20. It's never left.
Yeah, so the mileage is great.
Yeah, Bourbon, you're not wrong, buddy. You're not wrong.
He's not. How many jumps can we take a rental off of?
My dad gets into a rental car one time. This was like 27 years ago. We were out visiting family in upstate New York, and he gets in the rental car and goes, and he's like, that's why you never buy a rental car. So yeah, it's kind of funny. Hold on one second, guys. I got a call coming in. It's my brother.
It might
be about my mom.
Go ahead. Anyway, yeah. Well, I'm glad to see you pop on, Stan. I mean, like I said, you're never obligated or anything like that. Marty, you're never obligated. When I just send you guys a notice, it's just what's going on, blah, 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 because I know you guys are all over the place. I don't mean that in a bad way.
I want you to keep sending it, even if I can't, because I can post it on Instagram and everything.
Exactly. And that's what Deathless Dogs, other people do the same thing. They share it. on their stuff, and so it goes out, which I'm thankful for, and thank you.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to be leaving for work at about 4:30 tomorrow morning. So totally get you, Stan. I got to be there by 5. To start at 5 because all the schools are closed because it's spring break. But we go in now while no one's there and do whatever it is that we got to do. So I think I'm going to be doing some relamping, but hey, I don't care. I'm in before the sun comes up and I'm out by 1 o'clock. I love that schedule all the time.
So what are you actually doing
Whatever
for
they tell me to do.
the schools? Oh, so you're like a utility maintenance person?
Yep.
Or okay.
Yep. I totally went the other way since I couldn't get back into the casinos, and they certainly weren't paying anything because they were using the economy as the things. Well, we've changed the position and we've changed the title, and so we've downgraded the pay. If I'm gonna do something, and I'll start from the bottom again and go back up. So yeah, and that's just it. They just decided that that's a lot of the stories they're using as well. The economy this, the economy that, but yet you're still hearing that they can't get enough people to work.
Well, yeah, now it's like really, it's this way. You know that something's not right when every single fast food restaurant, grocery store, everything was just like, normal, like 16, 17-year-olds, your first job type situation, that they're all hiring like mad. And some of these like
mad,
like when they're going up in here in California, they're starting people. Okay, let's put it this way. They're starting people at McDonald's at $17 an hour here. Right. When I remember when I worked fast food, it was like $3.75 an hour.
Yep.
And that was pretty good back then, man. That was shaving a haircut.
That's in the 80s.
Yeah.
That's in the 1980s.
Yeah, that is in the 1980s. That is correct. And but the thing is now I'm seeing there, like you go to
pissing the bed in 1980s.
Yeah, you're still pissing the bed in 2020 while you're
Fair point.
But when
did you start talking to Frankie behind my back?
The thing that kills me now is that I'm seeing like literally like Taco Bell's, Jack in the Boxes, all this sort of stuff. They're like hiring everybody, managers, the whole 9 yards, because everybody's moving on to something else that's paying basically about the same, and they're getting paid more to go be a manager somewhere else because they've already managed to. My friend just was a McDonald's manager. He's making a bunch of money, but then he got offered to go over to a different Taco Bell because they're so hard up for managers. They gave him like $2 or $3 more per hour. They let him make his own schedule type situation, and it's like they're fighting over people now. And it's
I just got a raise.
Did your wife put a Yellow Pages under your chair?
No, I was like, I don't know why they gave me a raise, but they did it.
Oh, I thought maybe you were talking about your limit on your Livewire whiskey credit card because you're such a good customer.
That's a Amex Black. It's fine. They're like, how many subs do you have? You don't need a credit.
Thanks for popping on, man. We appreciate you.
Peace out, man.
Look forward to seeing you again, Mother. Take it easy.
See you, Martin.
I gotta run. I gotta go down to San Diego soon. This freaking bull run is freaking. It's the one place I've seen it.
Oh, Andrew, sorry.
When I visited Mike, we went to this little
a Freudian slip, Ben. I know what they are. Everyone on this chat right now knows what they are. So yeah.
Bourbon, I'll text you a picture of what they look like. He's so young, Anthony. He never had them.
Oh,
yeah. Yellow Pages, white pages. Yeah.
I still have some phone numbers memorized. And not just my wife.
My grandmother's, I know. My grandmother's, I know. It's been the same one as long as I've been alive.
Yep. I have my aunt and uncle. They've lived in 2 different places, but kept the same home phone number since I was a kid. And so, my cousin and I used to always spend the night with each other, and we'd always be calling each other. So when he died, my cousin died in a whitewater rafting accident like 15 years ago. I called him still on that same number.
Evil.
Yeah, my mom and dad have the same number we've had since I lived, since I was like 6 years old. The thing that's funny is they still have the old answering machine attached to it, but they turn the volume down. So people call there and leave messages. And then my dad goes over there and there's like 65 messages. And it's like some of them are like a year old because they never hear it because they're used to people calling them on their cell phones now. So the landline going to the house, they never even check it.
I get it. No, I get it. Sure.
Evil Williams wants me to stop something. Isn't that a stop sign?
Yeah. He loves Marty.
Love Stall.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
he wants Stall to stop.
He told me to stop.
What's up, Nick?
Holy shit, it's Nick Proman.
That's right.
Oh, that's something I needed to ask you, Stahl. And did you ever find out whether or not Kilco accepted Nick's challenge?
I did not, but
Okay.
I did get my samples. Do you want to battle next week?
Yeah, we're good. We'll do it next week. It's fine. I'm ready to take you down.
Yeah. I have DC working on the toilet bowl thumbnail.
Okay.
Mhm.
I have an idea for it.
Hey, Steve. What's
Send
up?
DC a note. Let him know.
How are
Steve.
you? Great to see you, brother. Cheers. We're getting ready for Livewire Whiskey's 1-year celebration. So, here in a little bit, we're all going to be heading over that way to continue.
Oh, yeah, I
everything.
forgot. Adriana, Nick Proman, and Schlong are all over at Shit's house tonight.
Oh, is that what he was
really?
saying? Is that what he was saying on the? Because he put out a reel or whatever you call it, or a Patreon thing saying, "I'm out smoking some ribs out here on the patio. I got some friends coming tonight." I knew one of them was Shane because he posted that he went to that
Dude, they went
dinner
to
last
thing at
dinner
High
last
West.
night at High West.
That dinner at High West last night, Schlong got on. I don't know if Shit's ever got on Vic's stream last night, but Schlong got on, and man, sounds like it was pretty incredible.
Yeah, the Patreon, the reel from the Patreon, it was him and Schlong for a couple of sections of it today.
I tell you what, man, the more High West I have, the more I like it.
Dude, I'm telling you, there's some good High West. We're actually giving away a High West Rendezvous ride tonight. That's one of our giveaways.
I've got that double rye North Carolina pick, Black Label. I love it. I went and bought a backup.
But this one is in honor. That was the Rendezvous Rye. Stanley probably remembers that. The Rendezvous Rye is the bottle that Shits and I met around, and it also was a pick from the distillery. So Shit's lady went up there on Friday and got the two of us one and one to give away on the channel. So
is that tonight's giveaway?
Every time I hear that term, Shit's lady, I can't help but start to laugh. And I don't mean any disrespect, but I just can't help it. Because it's like, it's just how they word it. I feel like a stupid kid. I just start to chuckle.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing that's crazy. Okay, so here Mike knows about this too. But when Adam first started showing up in the chats, before me and him became friends, and we started doing our little thing together before Mike started doing some of them, when his name would come up, Mr. Whiskey Shits, people would laugh, but some people were like, kind of like, off put by his name. But now nobody calls him Adam. Everybody calls him Shits.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's great. And everybody in the community knows exactly who it is.
And the only time you see him really say Adam a lot is when he comes on in a chat and it says Livewire Whiskey. They all say, "Hey, Adam." Because
I know the fuckers.
99.
My language, Anthony. Sorry.
That's
Well,
all
that's
right.
because a lot of times, Mike, when you do it, it's like you're on your live wire for a minute, and as soon as somebody says Adam, you drop it and then come back as Mike Stahl.
No, no. So Adam will jump on like once a month as Livewire. I'm on every night as Livewire, unless I'm on my phone. My phone is always Mike Stahl. And so I'm like, hey, Richie. And then, Richie knows it's me. But then, you get like HBR going, hey, Adam. And I'm like, motherfucker.
Exactly.
I think it might be because Adam is Livewire Whiskey on all of your other social media.
No, only TikTok. So we both do Instagram. He does TikTok by himself. Yeah.
Oh, you do Instagram like once a month.
Okay, actually, I started the Instagram. He took it over mostly.
I can't pay attention to StreamYard.
He's our social media expert.
And pour drinks. It's just tough.
Pay attention to StreamYard, Anthony.
I saw what she said.
I don't know why she said that, but I heard the attitude when she typed it.
I know, I did too, but I'm busy pouring a drink.
Cow.
Hey, Anthony, if you get or Marty, if you get a chance to get this Bull Run Pinot 13-year, just pick it up. It's freaking. It is so good. I want to run down to San Diego. We found when I was with Mike, we went to this little Asian.
Dude,
place.
That was the craziest place. It was like this dumpy Asian market. You're outside and you're like, do they like white people in this place?
Yeah,
because it's in a shitty neighborhood in San Diego called El Cajon, the El Cajon area. And man, you get inside, but then you get over to the freaking alcohol section, and it was pristine.
And they had some like super high end stuff
figured out now
that you don't see a lot of places. They had those proof and wood 18-year like $900 bottles and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was funny because it was a shitty market, but then you get over to the liquor store part, and it was like all the whiskeys on these beautiful shelves, and
Shane,
they didn't have prices on almost anything.
I can't hear you over Stahl.
No, that's Adriana making noise.
No, it's you.
No.
And which is surprising because Swags is on screen. That's the real surprising part. That you're overpowering Swagner right now.
No.
Oh God.
That never happened.
What were you saying, Anthony? Sorry, buddy.
I said, how are you, sir?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I am perfect. I'm talking to you and the doc in the background and shits and
she's sharpening her knives.
I bet she is.
Yeah.
I bet she is. There's no doubt about it. It's just, that's her. I wouldn't expect anything different.
Yeah. Marty, you've never looked better. I can barely see you.
How about now?
Oh, God, man, dude, that is amazing. What have you been working out or something?
Yeah. I've been playing guitar. I've been waiting to do my Shane Long impersonation.
Oh, you're trying to get rid of subs, aren't you?
It ain't hard for me, man.
Right on.
Good to see you, buddy.
Man, it's great to see you guys.
Yeah, it's great. So regale us for a minute about story time and what's coming up, man. I know you've got some things going on. I've seen it. So tell us.
Oh, man, there's a lot going on, right? So right now we've got we still got some of the Jepsons out there. If you guys want to get that, we got the port finished Starlight. We got the that you can get now. They'll start shipping, I think, this week. They're going to start shipping out. Maybe next week. Then we got a rye coming, that 16-year rye. You don't want to miss out on that.
Yeah.
I've had it.
That was pretty legendary.
It's good. It's great. I've had it.
Yeah, that's pretty much about. I mean, we got some other stuff coming, but got a cognac finish, MGP.
Hey, Mike.
Cheers, Mike.
Yeah, but I'm more excited about the fact that we're celebrating 1 year of Livewire tonight. That is so freaking exciting.
I've been talking about that since I started the stream here.
I know. Everybody is like, how do you put up with shits, Stahl? And I'm like,
Well, the not so well known second thing we're celebrating tonight. It's almost been a year since Swagner has been off the air. That's worth noting.
Wow. Yeah.
Stanley, I'm
Hey.
not laughing.
There's Adam.
There is Adam.
Hey, Adam. That's a nice shirt.
Hey,
man.
buddy.
Cheers, y'all.
Oh yeah, speaking of shirts, I just got my was it the 13?
Good
No,
Lord,
sorry.
you pinching your nipples? What are you doing over there?
the 17 carvings from Joe. Yeah, they went ahead and shipped out the shirts if anybody had ordered one. So
The
for
which?
the charity. The 17 carvings that Joe for his film documentary. It's got all the names and stuff on the back of the shirt.
Stand up.
Wow.
I'll highlight it. Turn around.
Oh, Lord. What happened?
Okay, you ready? Sit down a little bit.
We don't want to see no crack. So.
Yeah.
Hold it
This is
there
a
for just
family
a second.
channel.
I can see that.
This is a family channel. We don't want to see that crap.
Yeah, well, fat guys weren't meant to squat in front of a freaking camera.
I love it.
I mean,
Yeah,
Shane-
Marty, I don't know who your lighting guy is now, but kudos to that son of a bitch.
Yeah. Hold on a minute.
It's Big Vic. Big Vic sent him his lighting plan.
Never looked better, Marty.
I'm outside, so so I can smoke a cigar.
Wait,
Yeah.
you're smoking a cigar with a dip in? You're
Oh,
a
yeah,
champ. You're like a tobacco champion.
When I pray at night, I thank God for tobacco,
Dude, he has tobacco.
should
His Bible's printed on tobacco.
and I don't smoke cigarettes.
Tobacco suppositories are awesome.
Oh,
I've heard.
This is
Yeah.
what happened the last 20 minutes of Bourbon Neophyte here. It just goes really off the rails.
We're just getting started.
I know. Like I said, they got to get ready for live wire.
listen, we're not here to take part. We're here to take over. Come on.
Yeah.
Watch the
Hey.
light. Watch the light. Watch the light.
Oh, shit.
Look
That
at
means
that.
Jenny's not working.
Ooh, hey.
I think you need to put Jenny back on the clock. There you go. Get that red light out.
There we go. A little purple.
So how was the ribs? That's what I want to know.
Oh, my gosh. They were freaking amazing.
They were.
Yep.
Good.
And Adam did a great pairing with what was that you paired it with?
Elijah
The
Craig
High West
18.
Rendezvous Rye finished in rum.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was really good.
Just scooped up those bottles.
How do they taste?
Solid. It's solid, Mike. It was a little less than I was hoping, but it's still solid.
Yeah. It was in there for what, 8 months, I think, or
Oh,
something.
a year.
Was it a year? To me, it tastes like it could have gone another 6 months or so, but it is really good. It's just, I'd like to have more of the rum influence.
Yeah, for sure.
And what High West one was that again?
The Rendezvous Rye that was the limited release from the store.
Distillery, yeah. Finished in Montana rum.
Montaigne, you know Joe Montaigne.
Just so you know, Adam, in the next few days, I should be stopping up there and dropping something off to you. So,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Excited, buddy.
so you know.
Not to be confused with the Rendezvous Rye that we're giving away tonight.
Mm-mm.
That one, brand new. You can't even get it yet unless you pay a really high price for a dinner.
Yeah, that is an exclusive rendezvous.
Very
rye.
much so. Yes. We're kind of a big deal. It was really
Kind of a big
really
deal.
Adam.
Yeah, those are our giveaway bottles
Jack.
tonight.
Don't forget the horsey.
Yeah.
Hey, Jack.
It's a S.
What's up, brother?
Letter S.
Dude, you know how rare the S's are?
Dude, S's are the most rare of the rare.
I don't know.
The S's.
No, it's a February 2022 dump date though, which is awesome.
I don't
So-
know if this means anything, but it was Rick House 69 too. Come on.
Oh,
Damn, son.
no wonder why you like it.
Donations
Yeah.
can start now.
That's right.
So Shane, you guys were kind of a big deal at High West, even with those other 100 people that were at the dinner.
There wasn't 100. There's probably what, 30?
Oh, really?
40 max. Yeah.
I know, but
Yeah,
I'm saying,
Copper and Kings was there. Who else was there?
Yeah, see,
Oh,
Dustin knows.
charity people.
Yeah, the charity people.
250,000 S's that go out a year.
Yeah, I know. That means, there's 300 million people.
It's like winning the goddamn lottery.
That's less
Yeah,
than
that's
1%.
better than lottery odds. I mean, I'm not sure if it works quite like that, but whatever.
No. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Hey, Greg McDonald. Sorry, buddy. I just saw your chat. Cheers to you, bud. Suck it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Anthony, I'm gonna bounce. I gotta.
Yeah, I'm gonna end it here in about 5 minutes, so everyone can, do a bio, grab something to drink. Hey, Nick,
Broman.
what's up, brother?
Yeah,
And then,
well,
How's it going, guys?
Hey, that's a nice shirt,
we'll
man.
hop out too.
Twinsies.
Nice shirt. Yeah, here, hold up.
Same
Take off your hat,
haircuts.
Adam.
Same haircut. Look at that.
All right,
Look at that. Brother.
Twins.
Holy smokes, brothers from another mother.
Where's Adam?
Who's who? Who's who? You can't tell.
No wonder Adriana likes Adam so much.
Mike, I think Nick should have been my partner, my channel
Yeah.
partner. Sorry, buddy.
You could have been
There you
twins,
go.
literally.
Hey,
Dude, the
that's
twins
awesome.
label would have made so much more sense.
Yeah.
That's true.
Really would.
Hey,
Really
we'll
good.
hop out too. We'll see you guys on Livewire in
yep,
2 minutes.
I'll end it here in about 5 minutes. So,
Thanks,
All right,
Anthony.
see you guys.
Love you guys. See
Yep.
y'all.
cheers. Yeah, it was great. It was great. And I tell you what,
Good
I'm
people,
telling you this,
man.
the 11-year-old is going to open up well. I just got another pour. I'm going to top it off a little bit to get this bottle down to the shoulder. And it's definitely oak forward after 11 years sitting in the bottle or in the barrel.
That's great, man. That's
But-
a killer bottle.
Well, it is. And like I said, I'm going to go back, see if I can't get at least one more, but you can only get one.
Hey,
And-
Anthony, is that a double rye behind you, high west to your left?
This here, this is
Yeah.
the rendezvous, the
Okay,
double
I-
rye.
I
The
thought you
double
had
rye
a double
up on-
rye.
The
Okay.
double rye's on top behind the boo
Okay.
rye. Behind, then there's another one that's peated. And
You
then,
were the first to have the double rye, and when I saw it, that's why I jumped on it.
yeah, it's pretty good.
I
mean,
love it. I did.
For the
I bought
money,
a
it's
pack
pretty
of it.
good. And
Yeah.
I've got another one up there. You can't see it, but I have another shelf up there, and so it's over there. So those are like the backups, and so I don't need them on here. So I just keep them somewhere else so I can put new ones behind me or whatever. But yeah, I'm pretty excited that they're at 1 year. Marty, I know you've got to be there already.
It was last
You're 1
month.
year.
I just didn't have time with moving.
Yeah.
We'll
Because-
catch up eventually.
Because
But,
we all kind of started within months of each other.
yeah, we did, and it's great. That's what I love about it.
Mine
our-
is
our inner
mine
circle
is
is-
May. My first video was April, which was the Wilderness Trail.
Yeah.
And then I kicked the channel off. So a few weeks after that.
Yeah, I can't remember when my first video was. That's really sad. Let's see. Oh man.
Well, you know what? You just have to be there, and I try to go at least every Saturday and then one time during the week. But shipments vary. So I know when shipments come in,
ask
sometimes
when your trucks hit. Ask
Yeah.
your store when the trucks are coming.
Yep. That's what
They
I
will
do.
tell you.
But they can get held up at one store. Store got a larger order.
And they're not all
so-
the same either. They're not the same
Yeah.
day.
Exactly. But I have asked, so I know here or there, so I pop in there, and then it helps to have a relationship with some of them, so that
Yep.
when something comes in, you get a text.
And another thing that me and Anthony and I know Stanley's talked about before in the past is if you are lucky enough to get a killer bottle at a store, to really build that relationship, ask them if they want to try it. Don't be afraid to pop it at the store, because
Oh yeah,
that shows a couple things. You're not reselling it, and you're willing to share.
Yep.
And they will remember that. I promise.
yeah. There's I met when I was down in San Diego with Stahl. After we went our separate ways. I went over to this other little store called Santee Marketplace, and it's where I found my signature series Jim Beams, the signature craft, the little 375s.
Yep.
And I was
Yep.
over there, and I was talking to the guy, and I was like, "Hey, how much. I'm thinking, hey, he's got the whole Weller line, like all the Wellers. He's got a whole bunch of stuff. It looks like it's like a museum on the top shelf, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I go, hey, how much are these? And he goes, well, they're not for sale. I'm like, okay, it is. That's what it is. He goes, no. He says, what it is that we have regulars that come here. And he goes, and you can become a regular. All you have to do is contact the owner on Instagram, give him your name, and every time you make a purchase from us, we log it down. And at the end, and every time they have a big allocation, they save up allocations for months, and then they put it out to the list of people that have bought that are regulars to go ahead and they can buy one bottle, right? So they can't buy a bunch of bottles. They can only buy one bottle until they've gone through the list. And after that, it's a free for all. And so, and they sell them at MSRP. So they had CYPB at 50, like $60. They had freaking, they said, this is what the owner does. And he goes, even you're making a purchase of like $45. He goes, just tag him on Instagram, tell him that you want to be in on it. And if there's any bottles left over, he will contact you, and it's MSRP. They had Old Carter's, Booker's. They had they got a hold of the whole Weller line, some other High West stuff and everything else. You don't see it a lot. They had like a Valley Tan, which you don't see anywhere else. That they got a hold of. And they don't sell anything over MSRP. There's not a bottle on the shelf, even the ones that are for sale, that are above MSRP. They said they don't believe in hype in gouging people for their money, because they didn't pay that much for the bottle. They're still making their money, so they're more interested in getting more people to come to their store and buy stuff because they trust them.
Volume, absolutely.
Yeah, and they'll call, and they like that when they get something in that you say you're looking for. Like they do store picks every once in a while. I said, hey, do you do Buffalo Trace store picks? And they go, yeah. I said, cool. Will you guys ship? And he goes, talk to the owner. The owner might have you send us a label. He says, but he has shipped to other people before. I was like, okay, cool. So I've been following him for over a year. So the owner knows who I am. So it's like, it's pretty cool. So I'm like, okay, now I'm on the list. So if something pops up, something pops up. But yeah. Next time I go down there, I'm gonna drop off some samples and stuff to them. So,
hey Jack, I mean, I do the same thing. So one of the stores I go to, they got an actual store pick of High West, peated, but they never got a sample. Something happened; it didn't come. But anyway, so I took in a bottle I had from another store that was peated, and took the whole bottle in. I said, everyone have a taste. The owner of the place was there, a couple of the workers, other people I know there that shop there. So there's probably about 8, 9. I said, pour everyone a little taste. This is going to be similar to what you're getting in a few weeks.
Yeah, that's great.
And so they tasted. They're like, oh, hey, that's not bad at all. I go, the difference is mine has opened up because it was a little above half. I said, but I go, this is pretty much it. If it's this same thing, he goes, yeah, same age, blah, blah, blah. It's okay. It's the same thing. It's going to be a different barrel or whatever, but neither here nor there. This is what it's going to taste like. And they all liked it. And so I've done that. I have brought in a couple of 2-ounce samples for a couple of the people that work there to try different things that they haven't tried, but they wanted to. Well, I got them here and I'm over there. So sometimes I go in there, I don't necessarily buy anything, but then they'll say, hey, did you try this yet? And I go, well, no. Oh. And next thing you know, they give me a sample bottle. They fill it up and out I go with one of their store picks. I've even had tastes of one before they even picked it. And then the distillers send them the bottles plus the water to mix with it. So with the directions on how much water to mix, so they'll know what proof it will be very close to. So then they can pick it. So they say in each bottle, it's 125 proof, let's say. And then if you add this much water, it's this. If you have this much water, it's that. So they also have a vial of water. And I've sat there with them and tasted it. And they go, this is what we think we're getting. What do you think? So I'll try them all and go, holy smokes. Yeah, that's definitely better. He says, yeah, that's 118. He said, that's where it's going to come in at. and it was I want to say an old Forester pick, but I can't remember. But anyway, great to have those types of relationships with some of these people. It really, really is. And some of them have been, when I say some of them, they've been good to me to call me and say, hey, I've got this. Do you want one? Yep. So I go up and get it. And they say, well, we only got 2 in, and you are our second call. The second call. I mean, come on. I mean, and I've never tasted Weller's, but that's how I got my Weller's foolproof. I knew the manager, and I just said, look, I mean, I would spend time there. Matter of fact, I would talk to him about bourbon and explain to him some different things that he didn't know. So when they got that batch in, or they got those in, he goes, and he said, 2 lousy bottles. He said, I knew 2 people and you were one of them. So I said, I picked up the phone and both of you said you were coming. So that was it. They never even seen the light of day here, other than when I pulled them out to confirm they were in there and put them back and threw them under the counter for you guys. But we're going to end it here because Livewire Whiskey's getting ready to start at 7 o'clock. I thank everybody for coming on, the people on the stream, the people in the chat. Was a great time, everybody. Just want to raise a glass to say cheers to you all, and I will see you all next week, people. Cheers.